I used to constantly tell myself that I was going to build the good habit of working consistently on my business or eating healthier or working out consistently. And I barely ever stuck to it. Those quote unquote good habits lasted for about a day at maximum, sometimes maybe 2 days. And I felt terrible for it. But nowadays I find myself pretty much effortlessly picking up more and more good habits. And I've actually formulated a 5-step process that you can follow to do the same. And to be honest, step number 4 is probably the most important on the list, but most people do not even do it. Step number 1 is probably the most abstract, which is to build love for the habit that you want to build. Now, this might sound strange, but trust me when I say when you can build love for these habits first, it's going to make it so much simpler for you to actually go ahead and get it done. Most people create so much resistance when they actually go to try and build these habits because they're not focused on the positive aspects of these habits. They're focusing on, this is going to be such a chore for me to really get consistent. This is going to be such a chore for me to post every day for my business. This is going to be such a chore for me to eat these healthy foods. Instead, flip it. Say, wow, I'm so excited to actually be eating healthy, not just because of the outcome. That's another problem people make even when they're trying to build love for the habits that they're trying to build, is that they focus on loving the outcome. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. No, focus on finding love in the short term, because otherwise you're going to have yourself always thinking that you're sacrificing now for the future, which a lot of the times is great, but a lot of the times it just doesn't make you feel that good. You can trick your mind into getting immediate gratification from the good things. So when you're eating these healthy, nutritious, plant-based foods that are so vibrant and colorful, get excited, understanding and just feeling the energy traveling through your body because you've just eaten something that has so much nutrients and you're not eating some bullshit McDonald's. Now, step number 2 is to assess your tendencies. Are you the type of person who does things in an all or nothing type of way? Do you have to go all in? When you go to the pool, do you just jump straight in, or do you sometimes take it one step at a time? Obviously, that's not a conclusive test to decipher whether or not you are an all or nothing person, but just understand within yourself, based on other habits that you've been able to build in the past, have you done them all or nothing? Have you just gone on that diet cold turkey? Or have you done a bit more of a balanced type of way? Have you introduced a certain amount of foods bit by bit, or removed a certain amount of foods bit by bit? Or have you started working out 1 day a week and then built it up over time? Or did you just go straight away and just start doing 7 days? Understanding these tendencies, this is something that a lot of people don't speak about. People like to say that habits, just do this, just do that. No, building your own positive habit creation system is personalized, and I'm giving you this personalized plan because once you've assessed your tendencies, you can move to step number 3, which is actually going to be to set yourself an X day challenge depending on how many days you know you'll stick to. So let's say, for example, you're the all or nothing person and you're looking to get consistent in, making cold calls for your business. Because you're an all or nothing person, you might just want to look at what are the numbers that you know that you need to hit. Let's say you need to hit 20 calls a day. Go ahead and hit those 20 calls a day and commit to it for a period of 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, whatever it is that you know for a fact that you will confidently stick to. That's the most important thing. The most important thing is to build that self-confidence in yourself by showing yourself that yes, you can stick to these habits. Because a lot of the times, part of the reasons why you're struggling to build these good habits is because you haven't proven to yourself that you're capable of doing so. Every time I used to start a good habit and then stop it, start a good habit and then stop it, it would weaken my own self-perception of how valuable my own word and how valuable my own commitment was. So you need to build that up by doing this challenge. That's the benefit of the challenge. And you're kind of treating it like a game as well. Now, let's say, for example, you're the type of person that is a bit more about balance. You like to do things a bit more gradually. You might say, okay, for this 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 cold calls or 5 cold calls. Now, the smaller the number, the smaller I suggest the period to be, or during the period, just gradually increase it. Because you don't want to say, I'm going to do 2 cold calls a day for 30 days. Like, it's not really going to help you move forwards that much. Instead, you might say, okay, I'm going to do 2 cold calls a day for 3 days. Then I'm going to build it up to 5. Then I'm going to build it up to 10, etc. Which actually links to step number 5, but I'm going to get to that in a moment. Now, step number 4 is to do it today. If you're saying to yourself that you want to get consistent in gym and it's like 7 p.m, go to the gym today. Even if you had other plans. If you're watching this video right now, you've expressed that there is an important habit that you want to build. And if this is a high importance, make it a high importance in your life by showing yourself that this is a high important activity by doing it today. Don't wait for tomorrow. A lot of the times we think, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and then we don't really do it. Do it today. Once you do it today, trust me when I say you will feel so much better about yourself because you know you've been putting it off for weeks and weeks and weeks, but you've done it today. Now, obviously there are certain circumstances. Let's say, for example, it's the middle of the night and you're looking to make cold calls. Might not be the best time to make cold calls, but even still, I would still suggest making those calls if that's the habit that you're looking to build, but just make it to numbers that is just not that important if they answer, maybe a different country or something, just so that you've done it. Even if they don't answer, just do it. If it's going to the gym, but the gym's closed, okay, fair enough. But maybe you do a little quick home workout. Just do something. Think to yourself, what is something I can do today that is bringing me closer to actually getting consistent in that habit? Now, step number 5 is after the challenge is complete, after you've done this 7-day challenge, you've done this 14-day challenge, go ahead and repeat. Rather than saying, okay, I'm going to go gym once a week. Now you've built it up to say, okay, I'm going gym 3 times a week. Or rather than, okay, I'm going to post once a week on my TikTok. If you're looking to grow your TikTok account, I'm going to go ahead and post once every other day now. You're increasing the intensity. Now, after you complete this challenge, and by the way, of course, if you are the all or nothing person and you've already been going at the highest capacity that you really need to, then you don't need to increase it, but just set yourself a new challenge, because what that's going to do is going to create that winning effect. Now, as I said, it's a good idea to start with a short challenge and then create another short challenge, but maybe this one you make it slightly longer. You just want to show yourself that you can set yourself a habit and you can stick to that habit. Now, after this, all you want to do is continue to rinse and repeat. Now, it's also important as a bonus tip to go ahead and set specific exceptions to your habit. Set these exceptions before you start your challenge. Don't be in a challenge and be like, okay, you know what? My challenge is I'm going to stop drinking alcohol completely. And then one day you're out and you're like, you know what? It's okay today because I'm out. No, make all of your exceptions known before you even start the challenge. Okay, you know what? On Christmas, I'm going to allow myself to drink, but besides that, I'm not going to drink any alcohol. So long as you've set the exception before you started the challenge, perfectly fine. But if after you've started the challenge, you try to make these exceptions, those are not exceptions, those are excuses, and you've broken the habit and you need to start the challenge again. Now, with that being said, sometimes that can happen. Sometimes you're going to go off track slightly. It's okay. Go back on track. You're going to be able to get it done. Just consistently come back to these 5 steps, and I'm confident you will be able to build these habits that you want to build. Now, you might think that building these habits is going to take loads of discipline, hard work, it's going to be draining. It doesn't have to be the case. In fact, I encourage you to go ahead and watch this video where I break down how to maintain good habits without using discipline. With that being said, you already know my name's The Real Shay. Well, my name's Shay. You can call me The Real Shay because I keep it real every time. You know the vibe. Let's get it. I'm going to catch you soon.